Today we're going to have a look at the Royal Yacht Britannia. It's been in the water since 1953, and in that time it's moved the Royals around for more than 1 million miles. When built, it was designed to have 2 roles. If needed, it could be used as a hospital ship. Apparently, when the Queen was told that the ship would be taken out of service, she wasn't very happy about it. But today it sits here in Edinburgh and is a major tourist attraction. You pretty much have full access to the whole ship, from the wheelhouse to the engine room. Everything is there to see. When you start the tour, you get these handheld devices. As you go through, you press the corresponding number on the unit and you get the story for that area. It's a great system for self-guided tours. We start in the wheelhouse, which is where all the important stuff happens. From here they can see out the windows and what direction the ship is pointing. Seriously though, all the navigation and steering is all done from up here to get her from one place to the other. This is the chart room where they plan out the route. Although the ship's name isn't written anywhere on it, it's the most well-known ship in the world. This is the captain's table. The captain was never lower than an admiral in rank. The officer's kitchen. The Queen always took her own car with her, and when needed, they would slide it out on the rails and sling it over the side. On a crane, of course. The back deck on this level was exclusively for the royals. Here they would sit in the sun, play games or do whatever they liked. Or if the weather wasn't that good, then they could always just sit in this room and watch the world go by. Heading further inside, this was the Queen's bedroom. And this was Prince Philip's room. I seem to remember that he didn't want anything too fancy in his room. And this was another bedroom. This was used by Prince Charles and Lady Di. So that was the private quarters for the royals, and on the next level down was the entertaining area. This room was for the officers. They could relax here from their daily duties by telling stories of the day or playing games. And this is the result of one of those games, when the soft toy hit the fan. This was a formal dining room. And the royal kitchen, where all those formal meals were prepared. Talk about being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Which one? And then there's the official royal table, where so many big people of the world have sat and had their dinner. And spread around the room are some of the extra special gifts given to them on their travels, including this one from Australia. The stairs coming down from the private residence. And then you've got the formal entertaining area.
I'm still listening.
If only we knew how many famous people tickled the ivories on that piano. Getting down to the cruise quarters now. Not quite as spacious as the other ones. These are the barracks for the Royal Marines. Their job was to look after the Queen. It had its own fully functional laundry. And there's no point in having all this if you can't go anywhere. She got her power from a steam turbine engine providing 12,000 horsepower, turning 2 propellers. This would push her along at about 21.5 knots. And the engine room was always this clean. I reckon after seeing all this, life as a royal is pretty damn good. We've moved on to Edinburgh Castle. The castle sits on top of an ancient volcano, which overlooks the city in all directions. There's been a castle here of some description since the 12th century. If anybody wanted to attack, they would never be able to get up the high sides of the cliffs, so there was only one way in. This made it very easy to defend in times of war. These days the castle is more known for its military tattoos each year. People come from all over the world to see it and have to book at least a year in advance to get seats. It's about a month before the tattoo, so things are still being set up. The castle nowadays is for ceremonial or administrative purposes, but it also has a number of regimental museums within the walls. There's about 1 million people that come up here every year to have a look. They go to a lot of effort to tell people the history and the stories of the castle. Within the walls of the castle is literally its own town. One of its roles was as a prison.
It will not be long before the British recognize us.
As we squeeze between the walls, we enter the main part of the castle itself. Here we have the Great Hall. Many say they have seen the ghost of Mary Queen of Scots here.
What happened to me? Well, for me, my punishment was very like Mary's, but worse. I had the worst punishment of all. I was taken to Berwick Castle, where I was also placed in a wooden box, and I was left there for 4 years.
Looking around at all this old stuff really blows your mind. The castle even had its own church. It's got to be the smallest church in the world, I think. We walk around here in these modern days and look back on all this old stuff and admire the views, but we really won't ever understand how hard life was here 500 years ago. There is still more to see in the castle, so I suggest you get your plane ticket and get over here and have a look for yourself. In our next episode, we hire a car and try and find our way out of Edinburgh and head north to the Highlands. We'll have a look at Loch Ness, stop at what's left of Urquhart Castle, before arriving at our hotel at Fort Williams.